r/AskReddit. Anyone who won a lifetime supply of something, what did you win, and are they still supplying it to you? When I was a kid, Crayola was running a Create a New Color contest. If you won, your color went in one of their big boxes of crayons and you got a lifetime supply of crayons when they retire colors and make new ones. I made swamp green and won. They send me a new big box of crayons 1 to 2 times a year and have been doing it for 20 plus years. That's pretty cool. Nothing like cracking open a fresh box of Crayola. Immediately my brain starts playing the Crayola Factory piece from Mr. Rogers. Wow, never thought I'd meet the creator of Swamp Green. It's an honor. Now if only we can meet the creator of the macaroni and cheese crayon. I have a lot of words to share. 6-year-old me has a particular bone to pick with whoever made Candy Apple Red. Ugh, I won a lifetime supply of hot dogs at a hot dog festival once. It came with a nice grill, except when I went to pick up my hot dogs, the company gave them to me all at once. I was 30 at the time, and their figures all worked off an 80 years lifespan. 3 hot dogs a day for 50 years works out to be 54,750 hot dogs. That's 5,475 packs of 10, 228 cases of 24 packs, 23 boxes with 10 cases each. I had to buy an extra freezer just to hold them. I gave away what I could not store. Churches, homeless shelters, food banks. We ate them for years. For some reason, this made me laugh until I cried. My great-grandfather was a farmer and won a contest for plowing the straightest row in the county fair. This was about 1910 in Saskatchewan, Canada. He won a lifetime supply of seed. Each weekend he would go pick up about 20 plus bags of seed and, with his horse and buggy, take them to the train station where new families were exiting the train. In 1910, Saskatchewan was giving away land to new immigrants, and for years and years he would give each family bags of seed to start their new farm. I was expecting this to end with you saying that your grandfather had a bitchin' farm because of this, but I'm even happier with how this ended up. That's super badass and super Canadian. I won a year's supply of pizza from a new pizza place that just opened up in town. At the grand opening you had to be the first 100 customers to win. We were number 5 and 6 and got there at 6 a.m. to wait in line. During the grand opening they tried to say it was 1 medium pizza a month for the year. But nowhere on the advertisement did it say the size. I guess a bunch of people complained because when we went in for our first pizza they said whatever size we wanted. We both got extra large pizzas with as many toppings as we wanted. They also had free cannoli Tuesdays, so we would go on a Tuesday, get our free pizza and a bunch of free cannolis and pay for just the drink. Needless to say, by month 11 when we went to get our free pizza they were closed up shop with nothing but a note on the door. Rip Uncle Matteo's in Austin, Texas. I won a lifetime supply of Slim Jim beef jerky from a contest at my local grocery store. By lifetime supply, I mean 6 huge cases of Slim Jim minis, with each case containing hundreds of them. For the first 3 months, they were my go-to snack. It got to the point where I was eating dozens of them per week. By the end of the 3rd month, I ended up sick, puking profusely, and never touched a Slim Jim again. I gave the remaining boxes to my family. It has been 8 years and I still have not eaten a Slim Jim since that day. The thought of eating one or even smelling one makes me nauseous. Back in 2004 there was a local car wash, the kind that you do it all. Vacuums and the power washing bay, etc., that was hosting a contest in conjunction with a local radio station. The winner got 1 free car wash a week for life. I won, but it took a long time to get my special card. It finally arrived and I went that day and washed my car. The place closed the very next week. There was a much newer car wash that had gone in not too far from this one that had attendants to do the work, and they hoped that the promotion would help them and keep the car wash open. It didn't, and I won a single car wash. I also think it rained a day or two later. What a fantastic marketing plan for a failing car wash. I bet the owner was saying, "Hey, all for a lifetime of free car washes on the radio to get people to come in. If we close in a week, we won't have to honor it anyway." After some issues of YM magazine didn't make it to my mailbox, they gave me a lifetime subscription. 5 months later, they ceased publication. I had a coworker who won a lifetime supply of pies from a local pie bakery on Pie Day. He got one free one a month as long as he shows the card he got. It's been 4 years, I think. Whatever year was the correct continuation of pie, and he brings them into work sometimes. He doesn't bother getting one every month though, since he's single and lives alone. Plus the calories are insane. He even gets the super fancy, call ahead for specialty order type of pies for free. They're delicious. He doesn't bother getting one every month though, since he's single and lives alone. In my book, that means eat more pies. Not me, but one of my buddy's family won a lifetime supply of bread. They delivered on the bread, but the catch is that it came yearly on a big truck. Every kind you could imagine, but way too much bread for one family to handle. So they ended giving most of it away to people who live in our small town before it molded. That's utterly ridiculous. So we got like 250 loaves in one hit, ate a couple, then had 247 stale loaves to get rid of. That's an Annie prize. It's more like a bizarre punishment. Malicious compliance. When I was a kid, the Australian brand Arnott's was running a competition where if you bought their Shapes biscuits you could win all sorts of prizes. After begging my mum for Shapes every time she went to the supermarket, I finally won a prize, which was a lifetime supply of Shapes. Little me was over the moon. But when my mum took my winning card to be redeemed, the supermarket said they would have to contact the Arnott's company. Well, after waiting months, we finally hear back from Arnott's via a letter saying that they apologize but they cannot honor the competition, but instead have sent a $3 check reimbursing my mum for the packet of Shapes. So yeah, duck you Arnott's. Sounds like your mom had a slam dunk lawsuit on her hands. She coulda sued and taken the company for a real ride. Edit. To the people saying, "We don't do that here," and "Aussies aren't so happy like Americans," and such, I would like to point out that this company broke the law. There was a binding contract, the contest, which meant they legally owed OP's mom a prize, which had a certain monetary value. They refused to give OP's mom the prize or equivalent monetary value despite being contractually obligated to do so. This is no different than an employer refusing to pay an employee their wages or a tenant refusing to pay their rent. Party A owed something to Party B, and refused to pay it. They broke the law. Child me wanted to take those bastards for everything they had. Australia would not have survived the collapse of Arnott's. When we moved into our current house, every year around Christmas we'd get this massive box full of assorted Keebler crackers, always addressed to the previous owner. This went on for about 10 years before they finally stopped coming. To this day, we have no idea what kind of deal the previous owner had with Keebler. But let me tell you, we always looked forward to that cracker box every year. Edit. My first gold. Thank you. Whoa, did not expect this to blow up. Edit 2. I was a kid when all this happened. I had no idea this was technically illegal, and to be perfectly honest, I don't think my parents did either. They're pretty straight-laced folk. We didn't have any contact information for the previous owners, we just knew they moved to somewhere in Florida. The former resident was probably an employee who spent XX years with Keebler or their parent company and retired, and then probably died before you moved into their old house. My wife's grandfather retired from Procter & Gamble after running their assembly line on Pampers diapers for many years. Every year around Xmas and now his widow would receive a care package full of all kinds of stuff from the various Procter & Gamble brands. To the best of my knowledge, they're still alive and living in Florida, but last we heard from them was about 14 years ago. Who knows? Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.